This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Friday. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. It was a Brody Thursday. It's a Bodie Friday. Bodie Wells across the way. To my left, not the general, the first lieutenant. Austin Ward joins us. Austin, how are you today, my friend?
That sounds like a promotion for me.
It might be. I don't know. I forget how the ranking. Second lieutenant. First lieutenant's better than second lieutenant. I don't know what goes up after that. Anyway, you're here. Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Flying.
Yes.
Great, man. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Had the Beggars Night last night in our neighborhood. The rain held off, which was nice.
Sprinkling a little bit when trick-or-treat started in my neighborhood, which wasn't fun.
It's funny hearing people complain about why can't they do it on Halloween on the actual day and all this. I'm like, just shut up. We call it Beggars Night. It's not a big deal. Anyway.
Sounds like you really enjoyed it.
I had a great time. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin, Event Risk Elite Protection. We are 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, and HD3. You can download the show anytime and catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Hear a replay of this here show on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. And Bodie, where else can they find us right now live?
That would be on Facebook and Twitter, Tito.
There we go. Also wanted to let you know that we do have a event coming up tomorrow. The Fan live on campus Saturday as the Buckeyes host Penn State. We're tailgating at the O Patio and Pub on Lane beginning at 7 a.m. Featuring live bands, great food, and a fun time. Come by post-game for a live set from North to Nashville. The Fan at the O Patio and Pub on Lane is sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Jameson Whiskey and Coors Light. Based on yesterday, Bodie, I don't believe Troy could make it to that, right? Because he just got in Arizona at 3 a.m. yesterday, Arizona time.
I think you're right
with the whole
on that,
show.
yeah.
He stuck, which was great. Glad he did that. But a 7 a.m. turnaround on that would be kind of hard for him, I would think. But anyway, Lee Sterling's going to join us here shortly. We'll have AJ Hawk on Ask AJ. We'll do some of that later on as well. Last night, the Ravens defeated Miami 28-6, 4 touchdown passes for Lamar Jackson. Tonight you've got Game 6 of the World Series, the Dodgers in Toronto. And the Blue Jackets are off tonight. They'll play tomorrow night when they are hosting the Blues. So the big news, though, I think, from yesterday, Austin, was that LeBron James has a new Halloween children's book coming out.
Yeah, he's making a lot of seismic news. He's got the Hennessy deal that required a decision part 2.
The decision to end all decisions.
He's writing books, and maybe someday he'll play basketball again soon.
It won't be released till July 21st of next year, but I think it's important you announce it now.
You got to get ready for it. You need a lot of advance time. Got to get those pre-sales out there if you're going to be a New York Times bestseller, and you can, start putting together those packages 9 months in advance. I think you got to do it. So, kudos to LeBron.
Happy Spooky Halloween will be the name of the book. A 32-page
It's coming out in
book.
July next year.
July is when it's going to be released.
Great timing. Everybody's really into the Halloween spirit in July.
The book is about, quote, unquote, teamwork and Halloween thrills.
Oh, I can't wait to read it. In the middle of July.
You guys don't.
Is it going to come out on the 4th of July? Did you say?
July 21st.
Oh, okay.
I think, but you guys know how much I love Halloween, and this was going to be special, he said. So happy, spooky Halloween to everyone.
Wow.
Big
Start the countdown now.
Yep. I don't know when you get pre-orders in, but I know yesterday we had on a great New York Times best-selling author, Jeff Pearlman, joined us. Maybe we can get a LeBron James to join us to discuss his book as well. Happy, spooky Halloween. Bodie, no Bobby. That means that you're in charge. So let's make people smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby
Wells.
Carpenter.
All right, fellas. Happy Friday. Last day of October 31st, 2025. The 304th day of the year. Just 61 days left. 2 months left here in this 2025. We'll start here with events. In 1864, Nevada is admitted as the 36th state of the Union. In 1913, the Lincoln Highway, the first paved coast-to-coast highway in the United States, is dedicated. Not great news here on this one. In 1918, the Spanish flu kills 21,000 people in the United States in a single week.
No vaccine.
I guess not yet.
They shut down the country?
Just a few years or so later, this one also not super fun, but Sharks guy, 1922, Mussolini becomes the prime minister of Italy.
Famously a shark guy.
Yes.
Mount Rushmore for Shark, probably,
Yes,
I
he
think, on
is.
that one. How about this one? Just a year later, 1923, 160 consecutive days of at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit begins in Marble Bar, Australia. I love
thanks.
summer, but that doesn't sound very fun right there.
No.
That's not summer. That's hell.
That is, you're right. I think at some point, it is just hell. You're right.
Exactly.
I think after 100 days, where I think you can actually call it actually hell. I think
Yes.
it officially changes over. Good call.
1941, Mount Rushmore Monument is completed in South Dakota. In 1950, the Big Cat, Earl Lloyd, becomes the first African-American to play a game in the NBA. He scored 6 points in his debut for the Washington Capitals. 1959, Lee Harvey Oswald, he announces in Moscow that he will never return to the United States.
I think he lied about
Wonder
that
why. 1968, the Milwaukee Bucks win their first game as they beat Detroit 138-118. In 1970, Led Zeppelin begins a 4-week run atop the U.S. albums chart with Led Zeppelin III, that'd be the album there, which features plenty of favorites such as Celebration Day and this song right here.
Banger.
Very recognizable song there.
I didn't know that Tito did the vocals for that song.
Yes, he does.
I'm very good at short, brief interval vocals, clips, if you will.
The best part about it was a couple times here recently I've been training new people, and so I'll be sitting in the corner. And
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yes.
And I don't have headphones on. So I when Tito sings a word, that's all I hear is Tito. I don't
That's
get to hear the
fantastic. Out of
clip,
the blue.
and it's-
How often are you able to identify what the song is supposed to be?
not 50-50. 1972, Cleveland Indians pitcher Gaylord Perry wins the American League Cy Young Award. How about this? In 1938, Ron Grant completes a run around Australia in 217 days, covering just over 8,316 miles.
How many
No,
miles
thank
a
you.
day is that? You did the math on
How many
that.
days was it 100 degrees?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. What was that? So let's do real quick here. Get my calculator pulled up. 8,316 divided by 217. 38. Just over 38.
38 miles a day?
What?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some days he ran like 45.
Well,
and the other days
easy
did
day, 31.
Just going to go crank out a couple marathons
Hey.
today.
Good Lord.
Inspired by Forrest Gump.
What a nut.
Although he did that before the movie was released, but
Yes.
nevertheless.
He inspired Forrest Gump.
Exactly.
By the way, that's one of the dumbest scenes ever, the smiley face T-shirt thing.
When he just starts running.
We starts running, and somebody gives him like a towel or something, or something like a T-shirt, and he
It's a
puts it on his
T-shirt.
face, and then it comes out with like the smiley face on the other side of it, and they make a huge. The guy makes a lot of money selling these smiley face T-shirts. That's dumb.
Yeah, everything else in Forrest Gump was super
I hate
believable.
the
exactly
movie.
what I was
No,
gonna
I
say.
hate the
That's
movie.
really what
No,
took
no.
me.
I don't know that
Took me out
they
of
were
it.
aiming for realism on that.
That's true. That's why I hate the movie. Other people say they love this movie. It's a great movie. No, it's not. It's a stupid movie.
We
Very
got
harsh,
hot takes
Tito.
for days on
That's
Halloween.
a Fitbit. The ping pong. Come on,
Anything
man.
that Tom Hanks is in.
Yeah, right. Tom Hanks
Good
running
for
that. Bear Bryant. Oh, look at that guy.
He wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yes, well, it's stupid movie. And then, of course, worst girlfriend ever.
Also
Well, I think you can make a pretty strong case for that.
discovered Watergate. Yeah, you might be right on that one, though, Tito. But hey, Forrest Gump's loyalty knows no bounds. 1989, the very first MTV Unplugged show was recorded. It would then air on November 26th, so about 3.5 weeks later there in 1989.
Do you know who it was? Or can we guess it? Do you know, wait.
I got it written down
You
here.
got it written
Yep.
down. Who was the first MTV Unplugged?
It was a UK band. I don't know if that'll help you or not, but
UK band. What, you said it was 89?
89.
Yeah.
I'm out. I was going to guess someone like Oasis, but that seems a little
Yeah.
too early for that.
I was going to say like a U2 thing, but give it to us.
Squeeze.
Oh, Squeeze.
That was how they started it?
Squeeze is a good band. They're underrated.
Underrated.
They're better than U2.
Forrest Gump, overrated.
Yes.
Squeeze.
They're better than U2.
Guy
yes.
says-
Better than Pink Floyd, too.
Forrest Gump sucks and Squeeze is better than you two.
I'm telling you, Squeeze, man.
This is going to be a fun 2 hours.
Listen to him, yeah.
1992, Don Keller makes his 18,000 skydive. I've never done it once. Don't know that I have a huge desire to. I can promise you I'll never do it 18,000 times. But
No, I had no
God
desire to do
love
that.
him, I guess. He lives for the thrill. 1994, Venus Williams makes her professional debut as a 14-year-old. She beats former NCAA champion and world number 58 at the time, Sean Stafford, in the Bank of the West Classic in Oakland, California. In 1994, the single Creep is released by TLC, their first number one in the U.S. Billboard there.
Yeah, we're going there like church mice. Yeah. But there's one case in a career where you go all in. This is it.
All right. Then you do us proud. Because I don't want no scrubs.
Really?
No.
You're not aware that's a TLC song.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You said chasing waterfalls. Now you're saying you don't want no scrubs.
I don't even understand the reference.
It's like a tick.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Remember, this thing gets messy. We never talked.
You can trust us.
Real quiet. You gotta creep. Creep.
Come on. You don't say creep, creep unless you're quoting TLC.
Hey, guys. You know Danson and Highsmith were not good cops, right?
Yeah, I guess we kind of knew that, but it's a drag. I mean, at a certain point, who's left to be a hero?
Not to be corny. Maybe it's you guys.
You ever seen that one, Tito?
No, clips from it. Just clips.
It is very funny.
I was like, that
The
doesn't
other
sound
guys.
like Left Eye.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wondered if he played the wrong. Then I thought, wait, did I check out? Did he actually say something about a movie he was going to play? You're right.
Sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit.
You did well.
I am I'm off on Monday, but you and Carp are going to enjoy a certain clip from a certain coach on Monday, Bob, that I cut up for you there. So, continuing here, 1996, Slash announces that he is no longer in Guns N' Roses. He would, of course, return about 20 years later in 2016, give or take. But
he's not just like Lee Harvey's going to stay in Russia. He's staying out of GNR. Whatever, guys.
You can say a lot of things.
Yes.
In 2003 here, Bethy Hamilton, at just the age of 13, she has her arm bitten off by a shark while she was surfing in Hawaii. They would later on make a movie about that.
A shark, not the shark, right?
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
I want to make sure. Big difference there.
Not a fun time there, I don't think. 2010, post-apocalyptic zombie TV series, The Walking Dead, premieres on AMC. I know that was a huge show. I never got into it, never really watched it, and then I know I had some friends who did, though, and even they bailed because it sounds like it went on a little too long there.
Never watched a single episode of
Me
it.
either. No, me either.
Me neither. 2011, the world population reaches 7 billion people, according to the United Nations. I believe we're up over 8 now, if I'm not mistaken on that.
Can't stop the human race.
Yeah.
Life finds a way, baby.
In 2014, got a handful of guys here. Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, or Glavine. Frank Glavine.
Yep.
Frank Thomas, Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, and Joe Torre are all inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame there in Cooperstown, New York. That is quite the star-studded lineup.
Yes,
there.
it is.
This one broke Tito's heart. In 2015, One Direction plays their final gig together in their world tour before their self-proclaimed extended break. They haven't got back together yet. Unfortunately, one of them
they can't.
passed away here.
They can't get the
not
original
too
band
long
back
ago.
together?
One of them's dead.
Big Time Rush was just here in town. That's a boy
Ooh.
band there that I liked.
How about this one? Some fun political news here. In 2019, the U.S. House of Representatives votes to formalize impeachment proceedings against Donald Trump.
How'd that go?
He's back. Hey, it finds a way, I guess.
Life finds a way.
Yep. And then 2022, Taylor Swift, she becomes the first artist in history to claim all top 10 slots on the United States Billboard Hot 100 chart.
That's right.
With 10 tracks from her album Midnights.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero.
You ever stared directly at the sun but not the mirror, Tito?
No, I never have.
Fair enough. Neither have I. Birthdays here, all the way back in 1860, Juliette Gordon Lowe. She was the founder of the Girl Scouts of America. She was born on this date. She has since passed, obviously, 1927 there for her. 1905, Bumpy Johnson, the American crime boss, was born on this date. In 1930, Michael Collins, the former American Major General of the United States Air Force and astronaut, was born. He since passed in 2021 here.
Ignition sequence start.
July 16th, 1969.
A massive Saturn V rocket propels astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins into space.
Liftoff on Apollo 11.
For the most daring and technically demanding adventure of its time.
Were you nervous?
Yes, I get nervous easily, and that seemed like a suitable occasion to be nervous.
I believe they're setting up the flag now.
Great.
I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the thing.
All right.
That's all right. I don't mind a bit.
Nor did Collins mind that he wasn't down there with Armstrong and Aldrin.
Was there any part of you that was like, I wish I could have done that too?
Well, sure, I wish I could have walked on the moon, but I can say with the utmost honesty, I was thrilled to have the place that I had, to be 1/3 of John F. Kennedy's culminating dream. So I have absolutely no beef whatsoever.
Hey, Mike, they're planting the United States of America flag there on the moon.
Great.
I would have been such a, not that I'm a nice person now, I would have been such a jerk in the older days when people were like, oh, yeah, we're going to fly to the moon. Oh, for sure. How are you going to go to the moon? You know, it's like everything in history where they had all these advances, I'm like, oh, that's no way that happens.
Some people think it never happened.
I know, they do. Colonel tried to get me, by the way, in the chat. You know, like I'll just usually read people's names when they comment. I started to read his name and then realized if I read the whole name, what it's going to sound like. So I'm just going to call him the Colonel. By the way, that could be our other guy. It could be our McChickens. I don't know if he changed his name again. We're not sure on that one, but he almost got me. I almost Ron Burgundy's his name. Almost Ron Burgundy did it.
Born on this date in 1931, turning 94 years old today, Dan Rather, the former American news anchor for CBS Evening News and then 60 Minutes. Excuse me. Born on this date in 1936, passing away, sadly, back in 1991. Michael Landon, the actor, most famously known for his roles in Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie.
You figure on using that gun?
I never draw first. Just like to keep the street clean.
You think one gun's enough?
2 guns, gentlemen. Why don't you all just forget it? We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Why don't you keep your nose out of this, Cartwright? Friend or no friend, he's gonna get his.
He's not just a friend, he's my brother.
All right. There'll be another day.
Can use that beer now.
That's what they used to sell.
What a
things.
bonanza.
Yes. Well done, Austin.
Born on this date in 1950, sadly passing away in 1994, the former actor and comedian John Candy.
You're the guy who tried to get my cab. I knew you, yeah. You scared the bejesus out of me. Come to think of it, it was awful easy to get a cab during rush hour.
That travel movie with
Planes, Trains, and
Steve Martin.
Automobiles.
Can't forget it. I am sorry.
I haven't seen it.
I had no idea that was your cab. Let me make it up to you somehow, huh, please? How about a nice hot dog and a beer?
No thanks.
Just a hot dog, then.
I'm kind of picky about what I eat.
Some coffee.
No.
Milk?
No.
Soda?
No.
Some tea?
No.
Lifesavers?
No.
Slurpee?
Sir, please.
Just let me know. I'm here. I knew you.
Those aren't pillows.
That's the one. That's the clip of Z.
Born on this date in 1951, turning 74 years old today. Many, probably most, consider him to be the greatest college football coach of all time.
Earl Bruce.
Nick Saban.
Well, run the route again! Damn it! It's cut! You don't have anybody to flat! I had a barometer up your ass to say whether you were giving effort or not. It was about 50%.
And when Nick Saban's team is up by 52 points with 8 seconds left, mental errors are still unacceptable.
Hey, nickel! Time out! Timeout! Timeout! Will you pay attention? We're going to nickel. They sub late. Damn, man, you guys got no points.
Up 52 points there in the fourth quarter against probably some directional school, and Coach Saban still wasn't happy.
Sounds a little different on game day.
Yeah. Wow, good.
Dialed it down a little bit.
He'll be back on the sidelines here soon.
You're right.
Going back to
LSU. Of course he is.
Born on this date in 1953, turning 72 years old today, the former Maryland All-American and first overall pick in the 1976 NBA draft, John Lucas. Turning 64 years old today, born on this date in 1961, Peter Jackson, the film director, most famously known for his movies Lord of the Rings. 1961, speaking of U2, U2 drummer and co-founder of the band, Larry Mullen Jr., he turned 64 years old today.
Sound like the Three Stooges. Who was it? Larry Mullen Jr.? Go ahead.
Larry
Mullen Jr. Parents must have been huge.
Byron's parents.
They were
Byron's
probably
dad, Mullen
huge
Jr.
fans of the Stooges. That's why they named him that.
Turning 62 years old today, the funny man and actor, born in the state in 1963, Rob Schneider.
Thank you so much for being my friends. You can do it!
You eat the next head, and I will saw your head off.
You can do it! Cut his fucking head off!
Oh, hold it, just a minute. Now, what is the problem here, honey? I mean, whatever it is, we don't want this to get physical. This is his transcript from South Lafayette High School in Cherokee Plains, Louisiana. Now, the problem with that is there ain't no South Lafayette High School in Cherokee Plains, Louisiana. So obviously, this is a fake. So allow me to say this to you one more time. You're fired.
Oh, no! We suck again!
I did it.
The water boy's a cheater! Cut his head off!
Yeah. The best thing Rob Schneider ever did in his career was becoming friends with Adam Sandler.
Well, that's worked out for a lot of people.
It's all about who you know.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
Continuing here with birthdays, turning 59 years old today, his actual name is Adam Horovitz, but he's known professionally as Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
Innovators.
Overrated?
I thought he was going to come in hot and say the Beastie Boys were overrated.
No.
And then turning 58 years old today, born on this date in 1967. You've probably heard of him, Vanilla Ice.
If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice.
Vanilla.
That's a pretty catchy tune there.
Now the party's bumping. Yes.
Turning 32 years old today, I think it's Letitia or Letitia something, give or take. Letitia Wright, she turns 32 years old today. She was the sister of King T'Challa in the Black Panther movies there. And then last birthday, turning 25 years old today, the actress and singer Willow Smith, daughter of Will Smith. I got a few deaths for you here. Guys, in 1926, Harry Houdini, the magician and stunt man, passes away at the age of 52. How about this? His death is largely attributed to complications from appendicitis, which is likely traced to a lecture at McGill University weeks earlier where a student had challenged Houdini's claim that he could withstand multiple punches and hit him forcibly in the stomach. Does not sound like a fun way to go.
Got to work on that trick right there.
Yeah.
It's not the great escape
Work on the
that he
core
thought.
strength, I guess. Sadly, passing away on this date at the age of 88 in 1983 from pancreatic cancer. One of the most important people in the history of the National Football League, founder and owner of the Chicago Bears. Also helped co-found the American Professional Football Association, which is now known as the NFL, in 1920. And he was one of the first of 17 inductees into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963, George Halas.
There would be no football league today had it not been for George Halas. There's no doubt about it.
Halas went to spring training with the New York Yankees as an outfielder. Halas was in and out of the Yankee lineup. He appeared in 12 games and collected but 2 singles and 22 at-bats.
I couldn't hit a curve ball. That was one of my big reasons.
So I thought I was ready for the big leagues again, but the Yankees got Babe Ruth to play right field. That left me out.
He says, yes, I'd like to speak to Coach Lombardi. It's very urgent. Now, this is 5 minutes before the game, and he walks in, and here are the two coaches by themselves. He says, yes, Coach, can I help you? And he says, yeah. He said, Vince, I just want you to know you better have your team ready because we're going to kick your ass.
He had a dog on the sideline that near the close of a game that if he needed a timeout, he had a dog trained to run on the field.
George Halas, the founding father of the National Football League.
Sounds like a real cheater.
I was going to say. Oh, or, hey, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. A few more deaths here. Passing away on this date in 1993, River Phoenix, the actor and singer. He was just 23 years old. That was a drug overdose on that one, so not fun there. Passing away on this date at the age of 80 in 2018 was Willie McCovey, the MLB Hall of Famer and 1969 MVP winner.
Stretch was his nickname.
Stretch?
Okay.
Any particular reason behind that?
Big guy, played first base.
Okay. Simple enough. And then passing away on this date at the age of 90, just a handful of years ago here in 2020, Sean Connery.
I don't quite see how you cherish the memory of the dead by killing another million. And this is not combat. It's an act of lunacy, General Sir. Personally, I think you're a f***ing idiot.
The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson.
Patriotism is the virtue of the vicious, according to Oscar Wilde. Thank you for making my point.
You ever seen that one, Tito?
Yes, that's The Rock.
Okay,
and I
nice.
will tell you that I'm a smart ass because it comes naturally from my parents. I remember my mom and I were having a discussion one time, and I asked her who her favorite Bond was, because she grew up with Connery and, Roger Moore and all stuff. And, anyway. And I said, Mom, who's your favorite Bond? She said, James.
Got right to the point of it.
Pretty good answer there.
That's a good answer, I know.
Holidays and observances today, guys. Of course, it is Halloween. It is National Caramel Apple Day, National Knock Knock Joke Day, also National Doorbell Day. Doorbell Day probably makes sense there with Halloween. National Magic Day, Girl Scout Founders Day, and National Breadstick Day. October 31st.
How'd the breadsticks
2025.
sneak in there? No doubt.
You never got breadsticks while trick-or-treating?
No.
The
missed out.
304th day of the year, just 61 days left. Tito in this 2025.
Well done, as always, Bodie. Yesterday we missed a birthday. It was Mickey Rivers' birthday yesterday. Mickey Rivers used to play center field for the Yankees in the on their 77 and 78 World Series championship teams. And I have two quotes of his that I love that were the best. One was when he was talking about himself and Billy Martin and George Steinbrenner. He said, "Man, we're like two of a kind, the three of them." And the other one was he had a way to eliminate all the close plays, like at first base. It seemed like so many times there's like a tie or really close plays. And he said the way you eliminate those is make first base 1 foot closer in. So where it'd be only 89 feet. He thinks that would eliminate the close plays.
Okay.
Yeah. Smart.
Smart man. Coming up next, folks, Lee Sterling joins us. Get his picks, make some money this weekend. Morning Juice.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
The C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever.
Wow.
That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Tito. Bodie. And also Austin Warden here. And now we are joined by Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Lee, good morning, my friend. How'd you do last week in your picks, buddy?
It was good. Had a good week, and this week has been real easy. Picking Baltimore last night was the public loves seeing lines like 7.5 and 3.5. They love taking the underdog. They're like, oh, I got a touchdown. The team's at home. This Miami program, you don't know how many times I've turned down going to games the last couple of years. So I can't count them on my hands and toes. So, it's just embarrassing. There's some great franchises in the NFL, and there's some really good teams in college football. And then there's the teams that just keep messing it up over and over again. Like, how does Rule get an extension? I know that, there was talk he might go back to Penn State.
Right.
I think he's something like 0-18, 0-20.
Yeah, he hasn't beat a ranked team yet.
Yeah. He hasn't beaten a ranked team.
Right.
An AP top 25 team at Baylor or Nebraska.
Yeah, and Nebraska's lost 28 straight as a program to ranked teams. 18 of them are under a Rule there. Did your NFL picks? I know you were on fire lately. I know you hit Baltimore last night. How else did you do with your NFL picks?
NFL picks weren't as good. They were 2 and 3, but college is starting to really pick up. So, look at, like, for instance, the Big Ten. There's a couple teams that are really good. You watch teams like Minnesota. You watch teams like Wisconsin. There's no offensive talent. I bet you that South Dakota State, North Dakota State, South Dakota, those teams, I bet you they win more than 50% of the time when they play those teams. They match up right now.
Speaking of the Big Ten, Indiana's in Maryland this weekend. Road game there for the Hoosiers. And it's a big number there. Do you think, what's your thoughts on that game?
At home, if Indiana's at home here, they might be able to put a number here on Maryland. But there's one thing about Maryland. They get a lot of interceptions. Number 1 in the country, 14 interceptions. So they do have some ball hawks on defense. For some reason, they get in the late third, early fourth, in that offense, they clam up. I think Indiana wins this game 35-21. I'm going to take the points here in this game. I think this game, I'm not going to say it goes down to the wire, but it's a 2-touchdown, 17-point game. So I just think the 22 points a little too high.
Yeah, it's a tricky one when you're betting on Cignetti, because he also is willing to run up score at any opportunity if he's got an overmatched opponent. But we can stay. You mentioned Matt Rule, Lee. He's got USC, and he's a 6.5-point underdog. And boy, if there are any numbers attached to that opponent, you could pretty much expect what's going to happen.
Well, here's what's interesting about USC and a lot of teams on the West Coast. They're 1-8 straight up and against the spread when they travel to the Central Eastern time zones. I know the last game, it was a 12 noon game Eastern against Illinois, and it looked like they were sleepwalking. Nebraska just doesn't have a lot of high-end talent. Their offensive line, their running backs have to do a lot of work on their own, have to make the right cut, have to break a couple tackles. But I think maybe this line is a little too high also at 6.5. I have USC winning 34-30. I have Nebraska covering, but another loss against an AP top 25 team.
Another game, too, and I don't know if you recall when you could do the futures betting on Ohio State, Penn State before the season started. I keep thinking it was like a 2.5-point spread in Ohio State's favor or something like that. It's ballooned up a little bit now. I see it's over 20 points now. And how do you view that game?
Well, there's one huge advantage here, and that is Jim Knowles. He has to know everything about the personnel, and with a bye week, gives you time. I mean, you see some of these teams, for instance, when they game planned against Miami 2 weeks to prepare, put in 25 new plays, and it worked for them. I don't think they can win the game, but they probably have 15, 20 plays they think they can work through, some in-depth study. Also, Ethan Grunkemeyer, the quarterback from your area, was turned down twice, wanted to go to Ohio State. That's an advantage here. They still do a lot of things pretty well. I mean, they run the football. Keytron Allen, really good running back. Defense is still pretty good here. I think they hang around for a while. I have Ohio State winning 30-17, 30-20. I'll take the 20-plus points here.
Okay. Hard to imagine Penn State with that offense scoring that many for me, Lee, but I'll defer to you on those picks. These are your picks. I'm not trying to argue him out of them, but the Bears and Bengals, as we switch to the NFL, you've had nothing but bad news and been right about what's going to happen for my Bengals all year round, and Sunday doesn't look much better against the Bears.
No, if Joe Flacco was 100%, I think they'd have a shot here. How do you blow 5 leads of 2 touchdowns or more? I was watching that game. That was some of the worst defense I've ever seen. The schemes, the coverage, the tackling, it didn't look like they wanted to engage. So another bad franchise. They knew their weakness. Al Golden, you probably should go back to college. I think Chicago is the right call here. Wrong team favorite. I think Chicago wins this game here, 27-23.
Notre Dame's Bodie Wells over here saying, bring on Al Gold. We'll take it back.
Home,
yes,
Al.
let's do it. Let's do it. What's your game of the week, and how can people get the pick on that one?
Yep. Biggest game, maybe of the year. It's the Chiefs and the Bills. Bills, they win during the regular season. Chiefs win during postseason. Is this going to be more the same, or Chiefs going to finally break through during the regular season? So everyone's anticipating the late game on Sunday. They want to get it for free. I think I have the right side. Call 800-400-9741. Give you the game for free. And how about this, guys? So I rate my games from 10 to 50 units. On our 40 to 50 unit plays, since we went to that rating system 17 years ago, we now, I think our record's 73-29.
Oh.
We release maybe on average 140 to 50 unit play every 4 weeks. We've had a couple times during the 17 years where we have 240 to 50 unit plays. We don't have one. We don't have two. We have 3 40 to 50 unit max wagers, 2 in the college, 1 in the NFL. If you've never been with me before, for some reason you stopped off, now's the time. We don't call it we call it November. You can get 5 weeks of action from tonight all the way through November 30th. Just $397 if you use coupon code SAVE100, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, appreciate the time, buddy. We'll check in with you next week.
Okay, sounds good.
That was Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. That's a great record on those 40 and 50 unit bets. Good for him on that one. Make some money. Listen to Lee on that, I guess. Coming up next, we will hit you with some quick hitters. Morning Juice.
Hey, does this sound like you where every step or reach is a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there. A reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here. And I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, on every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
You know, sometimes, Bodie, you hear that when we're coming back from break, and you'll hear the thing about the Russian family down the street, and that I've showed them Rocky IV, which isn't really true. But anyway, we went trick-or-treating with them last night, and the grandmother was in town from Russia. And she's been here for I think the grandparents been a month and a half or something. But I introduced myself to her, and I don't think she speaks any English because she just nodded. But it was fun.
Hola.
Yeah. Me llamo es Tito. All right, let's do some quick hitters here, Bodie.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Colonel says Penn State's lost 4 games by a touchdown or less. The Colonel likes Penn State and the points.
Oh, all right. We'll get that jotted down.
Yes. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right, guys, we'll start here with the NFL. A new Quinnipiac poll found out that about half of the NFL fans say that the league is doing enough to protect players from serious injuries. Okay. Most fans also maybe aren't very bright because 60% of them, give or take, also support expanding the season, including many who say the move for players, which would include a salary increase, is worth the increased risk of injury. You know, they always say a minor surgery is always minor as long as it's not happening to you.
That's right.
The poll also showed, this one actually I think makes sense here. The poll also showed that about 60% of fans support moving Super Bowl to the Sunday before President's Day.
Yes.
That way the Monday following the game would always be a holiday. Hey, Ward, I'll start with you here.
I like that last idea.
Yes, exactly. I don't know about the protecting players of stuff. Where do you stand on expanding the season further? Because I personally absolutely despise it.
No, and I think going to 17, I wasn't in favor of
that too.
I think it was ridiculous. I'd love for them to go back to 16. And, you know, if you're going to expand it, you're going to have to remove, I think, the preseason entirely. It wouldn't make any sense, and I know that the coaches and general managers and owners wouldn't want that, but it's the model that they're trying to move towards. Who's going to be healthy by the end of the year?
Yeah.
You can't say on the one hand they're protecting players in the most violent game that we play, and then they could just do it 3 more times. No, they can't, and the quality of the game will suffer for that. So I think this is an outrageous idea. It's another blatant money grab, and I don't want to see it.
These track marks on my arm, that's not heroin. That right there is me wanting more NFL in my veins. I'm fine with adding another game. Take away a preseason game. Preseason games are stupid. I am fine with adding a game. And I've said for you, but look, say what you want. We don't care about player safety. We really don't. I don't think anybody, if you really care about player safety, don't watch the games. And if you're going to either support the NFL or don't support it, we all support it. We can sit here and say sit on our high horse. I don't know. What do you eat a high horse from? What is that? Anyway, sit on our high horse and say, you know what? They, your Highness probably has one, doesn't he? Arizona. There we go. It's a good callback. But anyway, you can sit up there and say, I care about player safety. This is such a... Then don't watch it. Go play flag. Go watch flag and stick with that if you want to. People say this, but honestly... If you look at the end, if it really concerns you, look at the players as they've aged and what they look like compared to what they were when they were in their prime, and how bad they look after playing years and years of football. You see it, you might say, "Oh, it's terrible." When's the next game? That's what
I don't disagree with you there, and I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't know if it makes me a bad person, but it's like obviously I want guys to stay healthy,
sure.
But I know there's nothing I can do about that. I just think as we continue to expand, like. Every sport imaginable, it feels like more games, more teams in the postseason, da-da-da. All it does is just continue to lessen the product.
Both from
Bodie. Like football especially because guys are banged up. Mm-hmm. But even if I don't even care if everybody was perfectly healthy, every sport, every single year. I don't like the play-in. I like the NBA. The play-in tournament's completely ridiculous.
It is.
The fact that 10 teams out of each conference make the postseason is stupid. I mean, how many times in recent years, no offense, Tito, do we see a 9-8 Steelers team get in? We all know they can't score. They're going to play decent defense, but eventually their defense is going to have to cave in because they can't score more than 10 points in a postseason game. It just... I feel like people always, the diehard NFL fans will tell you how stupid hockey, baseball, basketball is because it's too long, too many teams get in. 18 games, man. It's not that hard to go win 8 or 9 games, barely get to 500, and let's be honest, 7 teams out of the NFC and AFC make it. At some point, they're going to try to expand that to 8, and I think it just makes the product so much worse.
The only way that you... in my opinion, if you're going to add games that would enhance the product is if you expanded the playoff field. And I know that everyone says, then what's the point? You're devaluing the regular season. Okay. Who cares?
Right.
You're asking for more games. That's going to devalue the regular season anyway. There's so many things that you're making a trade-off. Say Tito, I don't blame you. We all love football. As much football as we can get be great. Part of what makes NFL and college football so special is that we only have a finite amount.
Exactly.
And
every game matters so much.
100%.
I don't hate the 12-team playoff, but I do miss the fact that I'm trying to think that that Indiana-Oregon game a couple weeks ago would have meant so much more. Now, I don't hate the idea that Oregon still gets a chance to make the playoff. They're obviously a very good team, and losing to Indiana shouldn't necessarily eliminate you, but we're going to cross a point here where it's like, oh, cool. 8-4 teams make the college football play. I know we're talking NFL here, but it's the same thing. I mean, we're going to have 8-4 teams making the college football playoff, and it's like, awesome. You lost to literally the 4 teams, the only good 4 teams on your schedule.
Right.
You beat 8 scrubs, and now you get the chance to play for the national championship. I mean, college football for so long, the beauty of it was every Saturday mattered, and we just continue to push further away from that.
Bodie doesn't want no scrubs.
No, he doesn't want no scrubs. That's right. Good call by you, Bodie. I will say this, and I won't get proper credit for it, and that's okay. I'm not here to get credit. But I have been saying for years that play the Super Bowl on Saturday. You get 2 weeks off before the game. Instead, you get 13 days off or whatever it is. You'll change it. Play it on a Saturday, and that way everyone in the world's got Sunday off. Most people. We'll do Sunday shows and stuff like that here, but I'm just saying, most of the world, though, if you don't want to expand it, the President's Day thing is genius. Yes, I agree with that. But if you're not going to do that, just play the damn game on a Saturday. Why do you need one more day off when you've already got 2 weeks off before the game? They give you 2 weeks so everyone gets healthy and all this stuff. They can do all the Super Bowl media stuff, all those things. Just play it the day earlier on a Saturday. We're all off Sunday. There we go.
I also, it's funny though. I've never thought about the Super Bowl that much that way, just because the game kicks off at 6:30. I mean, it doesn't really go too late into the night. Now, if you want to get me, on a rant here, the college basketball men's national championship game tipping off at a quarter after 9 on a Monday night is the stupidest thing ever. That game definitely could be moved to a Saturday. I know the Final Four is Saturday.
Full
but figure it out.
disclosure, I don't even remember the last men's national championship game that I watched. I don't watch it.
It's been a few years. Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely didn't see this year's.
By the way, the other byproduct of my fantastic idea, I don't need to get credit for it, but my brainchild that would change the world is that it would do to the bar and restaurant business across the country if you could go into a sports bar, if they even really existed, or watch Super Bowl on a Saturday. You're much more likely to go on a Saturday night than if it's on a Sunday, and you're going to stay later.
Probably,
I think they're doing fine.
That's fine to say. I know, but Saturday.
One of the two. Saturday night or President's Day weekend feels like a good compromise there. Guys, we've got Game 6 of the Fall Classic tonight as the Blue Jays look to close things out in front of their home fans and claim their first World Series championship since 1993. The Jays lead the Dodgers 3-2 in the best-of-7 series. First pitch in Toronto is tonight at 8 o'clock. If L.A. does win, they'll play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Game 7 there, the best two words in sports. How about this, though, Tito? It's going to cost you a pretty penny to get into that game tonight. According to SeatGeek data, as of Thursday, tickets for Game 6 at the Rogers Center there in Toronto are starting at around $1,180. The average resale price is just over $1,800. And if the series does stretch to a decisive Game 7, the cheapest seats rise to roughly just under $1,600. Average resale prices for that would be approaching $2,500.
I believe that's a pretty loony.
There we go. There we go. That's why Austin Ward's here.
Tito, you got a price that I'm trying to think here. In your lifetime, you've actually seen a good chunk of your teams win championships, right? The Steelers have won a couple of high state football.
Yep.
Well, listen, man, it's better than seeing none.
You're right. Yes.
Dallas has never.
He's spoiled over
exactly,
here.
Yeah. The Reds in 90.
It's been 20 years for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Celtics,
Cowboys.
Steelers.
That's never going to happen again, I don't feel like. But nevertheless, if you were in a situation where maybe you were a Blue Jays fan and you didn't see the two championships in the early 90s, is there a price that you'd be willing to pay?
I don't think so. I've gotten to I talk myself out of every major sports venue purchase, like for tickets, things like that. Because we got season tickets to Ohio State. It's not cheap, but
humble brag.
No, listen. Listen. Don't listen.
Wow.
Don't listen to what I'm saying to you here.
You got one of those premium hospitality suites all set up for next year?
No. I go to maybe 1 or 2 games a year. We sold Penn State. I
hope you did before the bottom dropped out.
We did. But luckily, we did it right after the first loss. But we had a much better offer. We will normally sell at least 2/3 of the games and just make our money back because we can't pay the exorbitant amount that costs the tickets. And so, like with this thing too, I look at it, and my problem is I always go with I look at what I could spend that money on instead. Let's see. Instead of buying a ticket to go see this World Series game, I could actually take a vacation, or I could buy a huge new TV and stock my bar for the next week. But anyway, that's a whole other issue. But no, I look at it though. Look at the cost now. I'm not going to turn it down if someone gives me tickets. Obviously,
really.
Not that anyone's lining up to give me tickets. Something, but
did you go to the Texas game this year?
Just out here.
No, I wanted to sell them, and my wife wanted to go. And I said, just go and take a few friends and just go and have fun.
Can I ask you why you purchased season tickets then? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just honestly asking.
It's because they're good seats, and we do like going to a couple of games.
No big deal.
They've got seat backs.
There's if you ever watch the games on the sideline and they ever show Ross Bjork in the box up there, and you look around, and I'm like, is that Tito?
That's Tito.
No, that's Carpenter.
Nice try,
Bob. No, they're not that good. But anyways, And we like to have the option to go to games. And sometimes, like if we have a relative or somebody who's never been to a game, we'll go to this game together, whatever. You can come
here, peasant. Would you like to go to the Grambling game?
Yes, I'll give my high horse. I'm like, I'll drop the ticket from the high horse. No, it's so like we'll do that. We'd like to give some to our friends once in a while. Like we used to only have 2, now we've got 4, but they're a little further over. No, stop. Listen to me.
Double.
No,
Must be nice.
Yeah. No. They're a little bit. They're not as good as seats as they were when there were 2. We have 4 now, so that way we could take the 2 kids with us. We want to go to a game, all 4 of us. Or if, like, me and a buddy want to take our sons to a game, we can do that. We lose money on it almost every year but we ended I think last year.
It's not supposed to be a profit making scheme, Tito. It's supposed to go to the game.
I think we traded out Michigan to get tickets at Oregon with the dream seats. Yeah, we did something like that. Yeah. Like next year,
the game was probably more fun.
Yes, next year, Oregon, I believe, is here, right? And USC is here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Next year, is that correct? Then we're at Texas.
No, not Oregon.
Oregon's not here next year.
No.
Well, then USC is, and Michigan's here, obviously.
Right.
We'll get to that. 2026 football schedule. I typed in 20206. I don't think they're.
We have
about that.
They're not that far in advance.
Okay. Oof.
What we got?
Big game. Ball State home opener.
Ball State home opener.
Ball State, Kent State. Gosh, murder's row on the road here. At Texas, at Indiana, at Iowa, at Nebraska. Home, well,
they don't have the dates on them yet. They're just showing you the.
Yes, that's right. Just reading them, not in order. Just road games there. Illinois at home, if that even matters. Maryland, Michigan, Northwestern, Oregon.
Oregon
you win this round, Tito.
They're at USC.
At USC, okay. But yeah, so the Oregon game. I mean, my one buddy Buckeye Frank, who's in the chat, he found a guy in Oregon who wanted to come to the game here at Ohio State. And so, like, they swapped Frank got to go to the game at Oregon and get one of the guy's seats. That guy's coming to Columbus to watch Oregon, Ohio State here. So you can do those things.
So let me ask you this at least. And I know, obviously, we don't play college football national championship games on home sites.
Right.
Although that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There was a point in the article here I was trying to find real quick that I don't know, I think The Athletic here talked to one of the fans who is a season ticket holder there for the Jays, and he was saying he was going to the game 6 tonight, but if it went to a game 7, he'd probably have to sell just because of the amount of money he'd make.
Yeah.
That to me is just like rule number 1 of like fandom. Like, how could you do that, man? Like, if you're about to watch your team win the World Series potentially against the Dodgers, like, there's no price for me. I mean, outside of like $1 billion, which obviously nobody's going to pay for, right?
If you already have the ticket.
Yes.
But you don't have a wife and kids and a mortgage. And so
okay, if you have season tickets, though, you're probably doing financially fine.
No, I'm not. I'll show you my bank account.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this guy.
No, it's fiscally irresponsible to have season tickets to Ohio State. It makes no sense to have tickets to the Ohio State game, to Ohio State football games. But anyway, last year,
I just think a game like that, though, like for Game 7, potentially the World Series, and maybe even Game 6 tonight at home. That's like. I mean, that's not Michigan or Oregon or Texas regular season, man. Yeah. That is.
So we bought the tickets to
truly
the Tennessee game last year, the playoff game. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and we talked about it on the air.
Neyland North?
Yes. We talked on the air, and I was like, we get tickets on if we're going to go or not. I'm not sure, depending on the weather and things like that. And then someone in the chat reached out to me and said, hey, how much do you want for him? And so I ended up selling him to him. I made a minor profit on it, but I sold to this guy. And then the next day, I'm on, like, after I sold the tickets, the next day we're on the air and we're talking about, how Tennessee fans are trying to buy up tickets. I'm like, yeah, don't sell your tickets to a Tennessee fan. Don't do it. The guy in the chat says, Tito.
Surprise.
Gotcha. He's a Tennessee fan.
See?
So I got to do it. I figure he's listening to our show.
You're what's wrong with Buckeye Nation,
I know.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Why don't you just complain about Ryan Day and how he should be fired as well?
I made a mistake on that one. I will not make that mistake
I didn't sell my credential.
You know what, though? I bet you get offers for it. Coming up next, top of the hour, did a coach cross his name off the Penn State list? We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. An NBA Titan changes hands for a jaw-dropping $6.1 billion. The Boston Celtics, long a symbol of hardwood glory, have been sold to a group led by investor Bill Chisholm. The Celtics owners paid $360 million for the team in 2002 and are now getting a 17x return. A record-setting sale that proves the value of sports continues to skyrocket. Here's Chuck Moore, the CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses with a return on their investment.
Thanks, Bobby. Realty, we truly value our partners in this community and work with them side by side to help maximize their return on investment. We live and work in Central Ohio. We want to see it flourish, just like all of you.
Exactly, Chuck. Our partners come to us and stay with us because of our dedication to helping them grow and the amazing products we offer. Our experienced bankers and our local processing and underwriting will help you get things done faster, allowing you to seize opportunities as they come up.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio's sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, 7:40, we have AJ on. Don't forget, Monday at 6:20 a.m. Probably, I say 6:20 a.m., but Bodie will tell you I'm a liar. It'll probably be 6:26 a.m. on Monday usually.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we'll have Bill Bender off the Sporting News talk about what went on in college football this weekend that starts now.
You never say Wednesday at 7:20. We're going to talk to Austin.
I
Moore,
do.
right?
I did. I said it. But you know why? Because you're unreliable. What happened this past Wednesday?
I'm unreliable.
I'm just saying, someone's unreliable. Someone's unreliable.
I think that might have been the board.
Whatever. I saw your picture on the screen and couldn't hear your voice.
I was right here.
You were here.
I got up to do it.
Right.
You asked me.
I do it. Yeah, you're right.
Didn't play my sounder, by the way.
Because we never talked. We couldn't get you.
All right, said, how can Penn State stop?
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio two-man scramble
Talk
league.
about vain.
Here's Austin Ward.
There it is.
Vain. You beat me to it, Bodie. I went to hit it, and it didn't click, and then someone off. Oh, my God, what I hit. It was you over
You
that
guys
side.
just made eye contact. Like, let's do this right now.
That's fine. You're so vain. You probably think this show's about you. So
it's about the general, even when he's not here.
Yes, it is. Matt Rule has signed an extended his contract by a couple years through 2032, increases his buyout as well. At Nebraska, he is, of course, the name people are mostly associating with the Penn State job. The extension includes an increase in his buyout this season to $15 million, was from about $5 million.
That's chump change down in the SEC.
SEC's like, what? That's not a buyout.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
that's
right.
it.
Yeah. So, does this eliminate him from the job?
No,
I'm not sure. 2 years and 2 years added on and $15 million buyout. I don't necessarily think that means he's not going to still explore the job.
Penn State is already committing $50 million plus to James Franklin going away.
Right.
if they have to pay $15 million more to get Matt Rule because of this new contract, like, is that going to deter them? Yeah, maybe it is, but if you're that far, that's like pot committed, right? Use those poker terms. You've already gone this far. If Matt Rule, you decide that is who you absolutely want, which, by the way, you can make a very strong case that you shouldn't want him.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily an upgrade over what James Franklin was already giving Penn State, and that's coming from the world's biggest James Franklin detractor. I don't know why that would make financial sense, but $15 million wouldn't deter you if you were absolutely convinced that Matt Rule was your guy.
I wouldn't think so either, and I wonder the timing of this. So Nebraska has a chance this weekend to beat a ranked opponent for the first time after 28 straight losses, the first time in the Rule's career.
So they're due.
Yes. So
playing there's a chance
at home. How would the contract negotiations go differently if they waited till after this week? Like let's say they go out and blow out Nebraska. All of a sudden,
USC, right?
USC, yes. Let's say Nebraska goes out, blows out USC this weekend. All of a sudden, Rule's got a lot more ammo in his pocket.
But you could give him this same contract, and you might be able to defend it more if you're Nebraska.
Right.
The same is true for Penn State. If you gave him the same deal next week, it's still like, this is still the guy we want. Yeah, he signed that extension. It's going to be a little bit more expensive if you're asking donors, boosters, if you're asking Adidas to be involved. They say, I don't know, the price tag went up, but that's also because he's winning and we need him. So the timing for all of this has been bizarre to me. When Penn State let James Franklin go and how much that was going to put them on the hook for, I don't think makes any fiscal sense for Penn State. Why Nebraska felt the need to get this extension done before playing another ranked opponent in front of a sellout crowd at Memorial Stadium. Like, couldn't you just wait and get one more piece of data?
Right.
And if Matt Rule wins, then you say, well, yeah, this is absolutely worth it. What if he loses again on Saturday?
What if they look bad?
And you look at the numbers at the end of the deal, Tito. You talked about the buyout figures going up and how much of this contract is now guaranteed. The end of this deal, if I'm not mistaken, the last year he's getting paid $12.5 million to coach Nebraska without any evidence that he's actually going to put them in contention for a Big Ten title, get into the college football playoff, or beat a ranked opponent. Like, that's an insane amount of money.
His salary in 2030 was already going to be $12.5 million.
There you go.
On the contract.
Okay, it went up.
Then $12.5 million in 2030. Then the 2 years they added on to $12.5 million each also. That added on to that. Right now, it says he's currently in the top 15 in salary, $8.5 million. In 2027, with a retention bonus in there, he'll make $11 million in 2027. And by the way, 90% of the deal is guaranteed.
That's the worst part.
Yes.
No one is learning anything. You're watching all these other schools.
Yeah.
This just has happened with Brian Kelly and James Franklin and in every other deal.
Yeah.
The price keeps going up. And they said, well, we got the spending in college football is getting out of control. Look at how much we're paying coaches to not coach. Don't sign the contracts that way.
But if you don't, you won't get the coach.
I mean, the bad is all it takes is one school to do it. Literally, just one school to say, here's this massive contract, and everybody else says, why am I not making that?
Right.
It's such a domino. I completely agree with you, Austin. It's absolutely ridiculous how much, and I'm not trying to do this, I think it's always silly when people are like, college football coaches shouldn't be making that. We should give that back to, the first responders. It's like, okay, yes, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, sure,
it would be.
Guess we can't argue that point.
If we had world peace and ended world hunger, that'd be great too. But the buyouts and stuff is absolutely ridiculous. But all it takes is one school to do it, and then a second school is going to, then a third, and the floodgates are open. And I don't know how you stop it because everybody really loves when their college football team is really good.
And I know where you're coming from, Tito, but when you say they won't be able to hire anybody, you sound like Jimmy Sexton. You sound like their agent.
Sure.
If you're offering someone a contract and there's the signing bonus up front and your salary is going to be $12.5 million per year,
right?
I don't think you should be worried about if all of it's guaranteed. That you're not going to have an opportunity to go make that much money anywhere else, even for 1 year.
Sure.
Which is a huge amount of money. And if you win, you're going to keep getting that $12.5 million. Why do you have to, if you're that coach? Why are you not encouraged to bet on yourself like in every other profession? None of us have guaranteed contracts for the length of it with the full amount of money.
Bodie does. But listen, though, what I'm saying, though, AJ.
That is, my middle name is James. So you
Is
can
it
call
really?
me, yeah.
You were named after A.J. Hawk?
Probably not, because I think I've got him covered by a few years.
You might have. Anyway, so what I would say also is that, like, take Lane Kiffin, for instance. LSU and Florida say they both want Lane Kiffin. And Florida says, you know what? We're drawing a line in the sand now. We are not going to offer all this guaranteed money. You get 5 years, $50 million, and there's a $4 million buyout, whatever it is, because this makes fiscal responsibility. It makes fiscal sense for us. LSU says we're going to do 10 years, $100 million, all of it guaranteed. There's no way Florida gets Lane Kiffin.
Good.
He goes to LSU. That's fine. Maybe it is. But Florida fans be like, what the hell? Why didn't we pony up that money for Lane Kiffin? I don't think it's right. I think I don't like the guaranteed contracts for the coaches and the buyouts. I don't like the guaranteed contracts in the NBA and Major League Baseball either, because guys don't have to perform and they'll still get paid. I don't like any of it. But I don't think nothing's going to change, I don't think. I wish it would. But nothing's going to change because, like you said, Bodie, we love our college football teams to be good. And you would have hated it if Notre Dame lost out on Marcus Freeman.
Oh, I'd be furious.
Because they said, you know what? We are going to take a stand. We are not going to pay college football coaches as much. We are bringing in Jerry Faust.
But Marcus Freeman did not.
Rest in peace.
Didn't need a contract like that. He was looking for his first head coaching job, and if you slid any amount across the table to him, Marcus isn't the kind of person, at least in my experience,
right,
that's going to say, no, this has to be fully guaranteed. No, I'm betting on myself. I want to be the head coach at Notre Dame. I'm going to go earn it every single day. And I know that like, I'm sounding super naive when I'm describing that across college football. I know that that's not how LSU and Florida are going to operate.
Right.
Because they're going to have to deal with the actual Jimmy Sexton and not the one who's just the mouthpiece over here, Tito, speaking up for the agents and CAAs of the world. But I know that that's not going to be reality. But these athletic directors, to Bodie's point, at some point someone is going to have to make that stand for the benefit of their program. Penn State, what they're doing to their athletic department, to the university, is not feasible, especially if you miss on the next one and you have to pay it again.
Sure.
Same for LSU. So I understand all that, but I don't view it as an absolute necessity. To get good coaches, you have to fully guarantee their contracts. That's not...
Maybe not to get, but to keep. If Penn State offered Marcus Freeman right now Jimbo Fisher money, okay? The Jimbo Fisher deal is what you're getting. And Marcus goes to Notre Dame and says, hey, are you willing to match this? And Notre Dame says no, and he leaves. That would piss off Notre Dame fans.
Yeah, but the reason I bring this up is that these athletic directors are doing this to themselves.
Sure.
And at the same time having to turn around and say, hey, boosters, donors, Nike, Adidas, this coach that we paid for now also needs $40 million to build a roster.
Yep.
And we don't have that money. Well, why don't you have that money? Well, we just paid $49 million in a buyout to James Franklin, so we're a little strapped for cash. So if you guys could buy our next signing class, or if you could fund the have to, there's no choice. They're doing this to themselves.
Sure. The same way baseball owners do it to themselves with free agency without a salary cap in place. You know, they do the same thing. Baseball owners, when they start with free agency, they could not help themselves. You know, the Dodgers, Steinbrenner, all those guys, they would spend the money and just they would overpay people just so they could get them and say, we got them, even though they don't win or whatever. But then all these guys have these great contracts. Baseball owners could not police themselves. And that's why baseball is where it's at. It's the same way here with this college football stuff. Okay, so at the end of the day, do you think Matt Rule's the next coach of Penn State?
No, and I don't. I have a hard time understanding, outside of his personal friendship with Pat Kraft and Penn State athletic director there and going on vacation together. I think he just got his buddy a raise to stay at Nebraska. I don't know how he could actually, outside of, in addition, I know that Matt Rule was a walk-on linebacker. He's got ties to the program. He played there. But in terms of selling that to the fan base, which has already seen a very successful program, which, it doesn't pain me to say that. James Franklin built a program that was beating, until this year, every opponent that it should, and it just couldn't get over the hump against top 5 opponents, couldn't get through the semifinal by completing one pass to a wide receiver that might have made the difference. I'll take the shots while I still can at James Franklin, but I also want to recognize how much he elevated that program. And if you're looking for the 1%, or 10%, depending on the perspective, more, I don't know what would convince you that Matt Rule is capable of doing that. He has been a program builder. He's not been a championship contender anywhere he's been. So if that's what Penn State wants and or needs, Matt Rule to me didn't actually make that much sense as a candidate. The guy who I think actually checks the boxes and is going to maximize what you can do and has found a way to beat opponents that he should not. And you're starting to hear this name a little bit, and I won't be surprised if it comes up a lot more, is Jeff Brom for Penn State.
Yeah.
And if I was, sitting in Ohio State's shoes, I don't think they should be afraid of anybody. He'd be the guy I would say, I don't really want Penn State to have Jeff Brom. He should stay away.
Yeah.
That'd be the one I don't like.
Totally agree with you on that. I think that guy's a heck of a coach.
He is. He knows what he's doing. And he's got a feeling for, he recruits to his system. He's used the transfer portal. He understands, what that sort of era is about in terms of building your roster. And he puts together some really good schemes, and he's already got a big upset and a big resume boosting win this season. So it continues for him. You just kind of hope that Penn State does mess around and hire someone like Matt Rule, and that they're not going to get any better, that they've tapped out and topped out with James Franklin. But we'll see. This is such a fascinating coaching carousel. There's no doubt about that. It really is,
yeah. And Florida State's going to open up, too, before it's all said and done. That'll be open as well. And every job that opens up, Hartline's name will get mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you think he will interview with Penn State?
If Penn State wants to interview Brian Hartline, I think he'll interview there.
Okay.
To me, as I look at it, is that the right first head coaching stop for Brian Hartline? Is it the right fit for Penn State? My opinion on that would be no.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that Brian Hartline is as self-confident as any person maybe I've ever met. And I know that he would accept that challenge if it was offered to him, I think.
Yeah.
But he also has a level of self-awareness, and this comes up a lot. He's not done a ton of press conferences this season, but, Bob's known him for a long time. I've known him for a long time. Tito, you've been around Hart for a long time. For as confident as he is also an incredibly sharp guy and also remarkably self-aware. I think if you gave him the truth serum, is Penn State where you should go? I think he would say no.
I think so too. Yeah, I can't see that. By the way, Bodie, we are in threat level midnight over here.
Oh, okay.
Because I just took a look at my Zeta, my hotkeys, if you will.
The HKs.
Yes. It says deleted title, Ask AJ Jingle.
Oh.
So I don't know if you can work that up, but it's like it's not showing up anymore.
We'll get it back
and that might be the highlight of my Fridays is playing that song several times and people getting sick of it. But, it'll be interesting to see how these schools, who they go after, who they hire. Lane Kiffin, look, every time.
That's the most annoying part to me, Tito, is that Lane Kiffin is the belle of the ball and going to get the most ridiculous contract offer, highest salary of all time for any college football coach. And for what? Because people like his social media?
Because he's,
I mean, he's won a lot of games at Ole Miss. And I would say there are resources.
He's also lost a few that he had no business losing.
Yeah, that's true. I think, though, Ole Miss is not the blue blood of the SEC. And the last handful of years, I mean, they've been regularly winning 9-10 games. Yeah. If you're LSU, you say, hey, we can win 9
There's a lot of blue
bloods
buds out there in the Grove, I tell you what.
Who was in It's a Wonderful Life? Like every time you hear a jingle, an angel's getting its wings or something, every time a Power 4 coach gets fired,
Lane Kiffin
gets money. Yeah, he's like, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I feel like out of a lot of this, whoever gets Lane Kiffin is going to be pretty happy, and then the other fan bases, mostly kind of looking at Penn State, Florida, and LSU here as the three biggest program openings, at least as of this moment in time, are going to be pretty disappointed.
What?
Doesn't mean that couldn't work out just on the surface. And winning the press conference means absolutely nothing. But I feel like, do you think Jeff Brom would leave Louisville? That's kind of...
That's his alma mater, right?
It's a tough
yes,
one.
Yeah.
The guys that get to their alma mater and,
and it's a pretty good job. I mean, I know Louisville's not Penn State, but it's not him going from Purdue to Louisville, right?
And I don't know. I've never covered him. Never had a chance to talk to him. What does he value? When Brian Kelly left Notre Dame for LSU, what did he say? I don't think I can win a national championship here. Does Jeff Brom feel that way about his alma mater? Does he think that he can win a national championship at Louisville? And maybe in the expanded playoff era, he does. And then moving up the coaching ladder, so to speak, to Penn State doesn't hold that appeal to him. Nicole Cox, during the live show on Monday at Roosters with Bob and Jay-Z, actually, she said her philosophy, she wasn't talking about this coaching carousel specifically, but I'm going to apply it to it right now. So it's you don't trade happy for money. And if Jeff Brom is happy there, he is very well compensated. He's not doing it for free. Maybe you don't have to make that move. And maybe there's a world where Lane Kiffin feels the same way about being in Oxford. He seems to be having a pretty darn good time.
Yeah.
And do you want to trade that for way more pressure at LSU, which, by the way, has also now fired its athletic director?
I was going to say, you want to, I think we talk, and Bob brings this up a lot too, just the alignment of Ryan Day is in alignment with Ross Bjork, with President Carter.
President Carter.
It all is very structurally sound there. And it's like that at a lot of schools, obviously. But there's definitely a lot of schools that it's not like that.
Yeah, no.
And LSU is very high on that list right now. And I just don't know that I'd be jumping out of my shoes to go coach there if I was Lane Kiffin. It's, the talent and everything, you can win there at the highest level. There's no question about that. But, man, no AD now. They don't have a president, technically, I don't think, either.
Right.
And the expectations are already high enough.
Sure.
I mean, can you imagine the state governor coming out and being like, Ryan Day can't beat Michigan? That just...
And we're going to have President Trump pick the next
show. Right.
What an insane press conference.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down. He went on McAfee's show, I think it was yesterday, and continued to be like, yeah, Scott Woodward, this guy's basically just a huge idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. All right, man.
Yeah, it's crazy that and if you're Lane Kiffin also at this point, okay, see what's going with LSU. If you're not convinced that Florida is going to be aligned for your success, coaches are going to keep getting fired.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Or just leave. I don't know how much truth there was to the rumor of Sarkisian leaving Texas.
Yeah.
But if he does, maybe he'd rather. Now, they sometimes, I know that job, I don't always understand the inner workings of it, but people I know in and around that program have said before it can be a very political job too. But maybe that would still be better than LSU or Florida.
All right, coming up next, during the break, first of all, Bodie's got to figure out this Ask AJ jingle thing if he hasn't already. So that's his main job. But coming up, we'll tell you what's got us juiced. Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Mike's off during that break there, right, Bodie?
Yes, they will.
Thank you. Woo! Got to make sure on that one. Great news.
Well, nothing we said was wrong.
That's fair. We said if it was factually correct, yes.
Tito said he heard Hartline was going to coach the Browns.
Coach the Browns, yeah. That's where he's headed, the Browns, yeah.
I think that'd make a lot of sense.
I can't
be any worse.
If it makes sense, that's not the Browns. And Bodie found it. Thank you, Bodie. Someone tried to delete the Ask AJ
actually,
signal.
to be honest, that probably was me that deleted that. So we, unfortunately, with the new Zeta, it is great in a lot of ways, but we only have Monday through Friday folders. And normally when I come in each morning, I just delete everything that was in there from last week because...
Clean slate.
Just that way there's not just constant, like, a million Zach Taylor cuts. We just want this week's Zach Taylor cuts.
Yep.
And
gotta have the Zach Taylor cuts.
Yes, that's the most important thing in the world, right?
Since this new iteration of Morning Juice, I don't think we've ever played a Zach Taylor cut.
Why would we?
Just so you know. But keep
kudos
up the
to
work.
you.
Yeah,
And I know Baker
doing your part to get him fired.
Ryan Baker was fighting the fight on this one, but unfortunately, we've tried to make it to where each show could have a folder in Zeta.
Yeah.
And that has been struck down with a hard no. So, unfortunately, I just have to throw the Ask AJ jingle into the Friday folder. But I can move it from the Friday folder today after the show.
That's fantastic.
Into just like the all audio, and that way I don't.
As if
delete. That way I don't delete it next Friday.
Yes. So if that's not enough to get you juiced, we'll still tell you what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Sources tell me today is Friday. Friday, Bobby goes first. Today, playing the role of Bobby Carpenter is one Austin A.J. Ward. What's got you juiced, brother?
It's been a month since Ohio State has played in the Horseshoe, Tito.
That's amazing.
The one home game in October was just such a strange schedule. And then back-to-back road trip, then you have the off week. So the fact that they played Minnesota in the first Saturday of October and you have this long layoff until the first Saturday of November feels very weird. Throw in the off week and sneaking in a vacation with the girls, for me, it's just like everything is scrambled in my brain. So I'm ready to get back to a sense of normalcy, ready to get back into that press box in the Horseshoe, ready for a game. Because this, now, maybe in 2.5 months, I'll be like, man, it's time for a break.
Right,
like, this could get pretty busy with the last 5 weeks of the regular season, an opportunity to go play for a Big Ten title after that for Ohio State, and then maybe get a bye this time in the playoff, but then that push of travel, like, I'm looking forward to that, actually, at this point. I'm rested, re-energized, rejuvenated.
Right. Bye week for everybody.
But I'm also very confused and disoriented by not being in the Horseshoe for so long, so I'm ready to get back.
I was just there.
Oh, yeah? Well, of course you were. You're a season ticket holder.
No. I don't get to go on golf day. No, kid played flag football out there. He and Carp's kid on their flag football team played a few games out there last weekend. So I got to go out there. It was a lot of fun out there. A lot of fun. Good time.
So Carp's now at the point where he can just schedule flag football games
it was
in the show.
There were a bunch of games going on. No, it was part of the league that the kids play in. No, it wasn't. Bobby wasn't even there. Bobby was doing his Sirius XM show. But yeah, so
did they play 100 yards? Probably not.
No. It's like
they should. What a game that'd be.
I think it was broken up into 6 different fields on the field.
6, okay.
So it's like, I don't know what it's like a 40-yard field or something like that, whatever the number is. I can't remember. Maybe anyway.
Some interesting math.
Look, I'm not going to. Don't
get that figured out.
Okay, whatever the thing. Just divide it by 60 and multiply by 100.
Got it.
I'm not sure on that one, but
How's that going to help?
There were 6.
Carry the one.
Divide, then
At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. But no, you have to play 3 games out there. There's a lot of fun. It's a good time out there. So, what's Schleg's got to say over there, Bode?
I remember back in the day when I got poison ivy, I used to just put bleach on it. But then it started like jacking up with my skin, and somebody told me, like, you shouldn't do that. And I was like, okay, I won't.
You shouldn't put bleach on your skin. Who knew?
Yeah, don't do that.
Speaking of things that need to get figured out here, guys, along with athletic directors not giving these multi-million-dollar buyouts to all these coaches, I saw this morning, and I kind of knew this was coming. I didn't realize this was happening, like, I don't know if it was midnight last night or whatever. But I knew this was coming because every time I watched ESPN over the last, 2 weeks, it'd say, hey, YouTube TV subscribers, get on this website, da-da-da. And then I did see this morning, breaking news. Disney and ESPN are no longer available on YouTube TV due to a carrier dispute. How does this keep happening? How in the world?
I thought they just had one 2 months ago, didn't they?
It happens all the time with everything. And even if it doesn't happen to me, a YouTube TV subscriber, well, my mom's a YouTube TV subscriber, so I get YouTube TV.
So you could pay $1 billion to go to Notre Dame games.
That's a live microphone.
I just don't understand how this keeps happening to us sports fans, and we are constantly the ones who get screwed by it. It's always something with DirecTV, YouTube TV, Spectrum, whatever, where it's like, hey, you want to watch football this weekend? Well, that's too bad because you're not going to get the games. And, of course, Notre Dame tomorrow's on the road. And it is a ESPN kick, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's a 3:30 kickoff against the very, very strong ACC opponent, the Boston College Eagles, but won one game this year.
Former Ohio State offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien.
Brief, yes.
yes, Ohio State coaching legend
George
Bill
O'Leary
O'Brien.
tenure.
And that game is on ESPN. So, yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. I don't really know, honestly. Is there another way to? I'm honestly asking this. Is there another way to get ESPN if I subscribe just to ESPN Plus?
I think
I get the game right.
You'll just get that.
So that's awesome, I guess. I don't know. I never, I've always hated Peacock, to be honest with you, but at least they never take away a subscription. Right. Granted, NBC probably has had plenty of disputes with all sorts of TV carriers, but at least I can just go to the good old Peacock and rely on that. So that actually has me very unjuiced, guys. But Juice said it's Friday. Just that I am off Monday, so a nice little 3-day weekend here. And also pretty excited about the sports weekend in general. Hoping I can watch ESPN somewhere along the lines, but
you'll be able to.
Yes. The thing is normally I know they get it figured out within a day or two, but still, it's just stupid how often it happens, and we're the ones, the fans, us, are the ones who always get screwed over by it.
Well, you were stealing it from your mom's subscription, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's actually
my mother is
fair.
a wonderful mother, and she lets me be.
It's like if you get your drug stash stolen, you go to the cops and report it.
Listen,
this guy stole my drugs.
Yeah. She's aware that I use it. I'm not stealing. She knows I.
He's
have the password.
He's a Notre Dame user.
So. Yes, that's what he is. And like it said, the chat's it only happens.
I pay for Peacock, and when the Buckeyes played. Was it OU, right? It was the Peacock game. Yeah. I said, here's my login, Wells Bodie at Yahoo, and here's the password. Don't try to guess that password. So I'm not giving that one out.
About to get a million login attempts.
But it always happens in football season. It doesn't happen in July.
The thing too. If it happens in June, I don't give a crap. Whatever. But it's July, and it's not just like, hey, you're going to lose FS1. It's like, nope, ABC, ESPN. You're like, sweet.
Well, this is what you do, Bodie.
That's awesome.
You grab some alcohol. You come in here and sit in the studio and watch it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I don't have to work weekends, and I ain't.
You're not working.
There's also a lot of other places you could go that have the alcohol, and I bet they have ESPN.
The problem with that, though, Austin, is if anybody ever saw me watch a Notre Dame game in public, they'd probably think I belong. Not think. They would probably try to put me in some sort of asylum right next to the Joker for the way I act, which I'm not proud of. But
that ESPN app works great, and you'll be able to get Notre Dame tomorrow, and all the WWE PLEs included.
Ooh, all right.
So
they
used to be on Peacock.
I got to find out what the price is for
it's $30 though. That's the problem.
Who am I kidding?
They put in the chat.
We'll have Tito pay for it.
That's fine.
Yeah,
he's got season tickets to
Ohio State. He's got a little extra.
That's what I got. Yeah,
change too in the pocket after selling tomorrow's tickets.
Bodie's about to get a bunch of junk email. Who has a Yahoo email address anymore? It was also said on here by Patrick, your fellow Irishman.
I don't know, man. I made that thing 15 years ago.
I still have a Hotmail account.
Do you have a Hotmail account?
I sure do.
Good for you. I don't even know what ones I have anymore. I tried to figure out that Discord yesterday.
Yeah, I honestly haven't tried.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm going to. Nothing against the listeners. I just don't know. I don't need another app on my phone that I kind of am obligated to check.
So I log into it, right? And I'm trying to figure out how to chat with people on there. They send me the invite.
Did you create an account, or is it?
That's the funny part.
Okay.
I log into it, and automatically I see an icon. It says like Tito is what the username was or whatever. I'm like, that's weird. They must have, I don't know how they knew to do that. And I go through, look at the chat, and I see that there's a couple of messages for me on there.
From you.
Yeah.
That you sent, air quotes.
And it's talking about how I don't know how to use Discord. I can't figure out what to do here. And it was from August of this year. So apparently, August this year, I joined and chatted with somebody.
We're back.
I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I've been hacked already. And I looked at the dates, like, oh, wait. I remember now. August. That's like, because it said August 25th, 2025. And I was like, oh, I guess I did try this once and failed and quit. I need to figure out how to get back on there. So hopefully
that's your kids.
That was only 2.5 months ago.
Dude, I'm getting old and senile. I am forgetting stuff. The best part about it, though, is I can rewatch shows I've already seen and I forget what happened.
I've never seen this episode.
It's a real bonus.
Right. It's like, oh, look at this. I wonder how this one's going to end. And so it's a wonderful thing to be losing your mind sometimes. And that's what's happening to me right now. What else has to be juiced? So trick or treat last night was fun. That one house always has, they grill out. They have hot dogs for anybody who walks by, chips and a soda. And it's a ton of people go by there and get that. Kids love that.
What do we dress up as?
Okay. My son dressed up as himself, which I thought was lame. My daughter.
You got to be a pretty high status. I feel like.
I know.
I'm 3-hole punch Jim.
Yes, right.
I'm Dave.
My daughter was the Scream face character, and there were a bunch of those out there.
Nice.
A lot of adults walking around with the 6'7", like
6'7".
I don't understand that at all.
Okay, now listen though.
I haven't kind of tried. Still don't get it.
I know.
Then I gave up.
That's what I don't think it means anything. But that's what's funny about it. And now the kids told us, which I've heard other places too, is that now that adults are onto it, they're off of it. It's dead.
Can I ask, how does it just means nothing? They just say,
I don't think it means anything. I think
there's no reference point.
I don't think that
somebody just said
I've heard it's like middle,
6'7".
like 6'7", like it's middling, but I don't know for sure.
Mid.
Yes, very. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes,
we've got the finger on the pulse.
Yes,
you would say Matt Rule's 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7". That's Nebraska football 6'7". I say Mike Tomlin Steelers last year has been 6'7".
Jeff Fisher 6'7".
Yes, that's what he is. Anyway,
all right.
And there were parents
that makes sense.
Had a 6. One had a 6 balloon, and one had a 7 balloon, and it was all over the place. And
probably trying too hard.
Yeah,
on that
the 7 balloon blew away.
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, it's
6.
an L because it looks like an L, and then the L will look like a 9 to me." Nonetheless, that was fun last night. Tomorrow's November 1st, and I'm going to a Halloween party tomorrow night.
Ooh.
3-day Halloween weekend.
I'm excited about the costume. Like I usually don't get excited about costumes, but I'm excited about wearing this costume, and I think I'm going to wear it as long as it's all intact, delivered and everything. On Saturday when I do the post game, the game night, I guess with Reeser, I'll do it here before I go to the party I'm going to, and I can't wait to do that. My wife and I were doing where we're doing a kind of a couples theme with it, but.
OJ Nicole?
This is a huge buildup. You're just going to tease the whole thing? You have to wait
until
Saturday night?
Or do we just have to
tune into game night if you want to see
game night tomorrow night on the YouTube channel? It's going to have 500 viewers.
I'm negatively juiced by this story now.
I'll send you, I'm not afraid to send you pictures of me. I've done that numerous times. I'll do that again. Don't worry about that.
I didn't ask for that.
No, I know you didn't ask for it, but boy, you were glad you got it. Coming up next, AJ Hawk. We'll wrap things up with him. That's next. Morning Juice.
Hey. You know that chronic pain in your knees, hip, back, shoulders, whatever joint it might be, it can make life feel impossible. But at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough treatment that's giving patients relief, some cases even within 1 day. It's called stem wave therapy. This device has been used for over 20 years in Europe, and it's made its way to the United States. And there's a groundswell of demand for the treatments because the patients are getting real relief from acute pain, and they're spreading the word. Here is the most interesting detail. The device is both a diagnostic and therapeutic, helping Dr. Ray Tesner and the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and then trigger your body's own natural healing response. StemWave uses the same technology as lipotrypsy, the sound waves that penetrate, spark blood flow, and more cellular activity. That's exactly what you need to promote healing and relief. Wondering if this is a good solution for you or your pain? QC Kinetics is making it easy. Your first treatment is only $49. So call for a consultation and ask about the $49 treatment right here at 380-208-4544.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well. I must break you. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. This is the rare segment, Austin, where we have 2 different songs we play. Here's one of them.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the 3rd member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
He's A.J. Hawk. Joining us right now here. No Bobby today. AJ, because we've been doing this all week with various people we've had on the show, I need to ask you for your favorite Nick Mangold story.
Oh, man. That's tough to pick just one. I spent so much time with that dude growing up and 4 years in college as his roommate. It's tough for me to pick just one. Like, when I think, like, what am I looking back, one of the best things that I think about is my old college house that I had. I know Bobby's talked about it. Had a nice front porch on it. We had a grill out there, and just seeing Nick after games and stuff, we would hang out on that front porch, and it was like the gathering spot. A lot of guys in the team would come over, and families and parents and kids, whatever. And seeing Nick on that front porch talking to kids, random fans and students walking by on the sidewalk, and just watching him talk to them and get them all gassed up and get them excited. It was usually after a game. And then all of a sudden we'd be playing random cornhole games with random fans and different students, like right in front of the sidewalk in front of our college house. We did that so many different times. Just watching Nick interact with people from my front porch in college was one of my favorite things. Now looking back, especially because Nick was just such a special, unique dude, and just everybody loved that guy.
AJ, what I thought's been great is that I talked to a couple current players this week, just on the side about what they knew about Nick, and before the Texas game, Jeremy Ruckert was back, and he had the Ohio State connection plus the Jets connection, and he showed up wearing the Nick Mangold jersey at the start of the year. It's pretty it's kind of remarkable to me that because he's been kind of like you, kind of like Bob, like removed from actually being in the Woody on a day-to-day basis for a while, but the legacy really lasted. And you don't see that a lot for offensive linemen generally, but he just, there's something about what Nick gave to that program that I think is pretty special. And I know that you guys are as close to that as anybody, but I'm bringing it up just because like the current players still are very much aware of what he did for Ohio State, what he did at the NFL level. And I know that's going to come up on Tuesday even more, but that's probably pretty important to you guys as well, that everyone knows what Nick Mangold did.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why it's, such a horrible situation, but getting to hear and see how many people he affected is makes you feel a little bit better about it. I guess just because I got to see firsthand how awesome Nick is and how fun he was and everything. So the fact that the current guys still kind of see that and have respect for what he did and who he was is awesome, because Nick was an unbelievable player. We're not even talking about him as a player. He's such a good football player and such a smart dude and such a tough guy. I go way back to 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I got to see him dominate. So to see that all the way through, it's good to see that younger people can understand that and know that he could. Not only was he unbelievable on the field, but he affected everybody else in such a positive manner off the field too.
AJ, we've talked about him as a person and as a fun-loving guy for like this whole week, but when you talked about his impact as a player, what made him so special on the field?
He's super smart, like very uniquely smart in everything, school, football, all of it. Like Nick was just very, very intelligent. So that was huge for him. And he did so many things in the center position, but also just super strong and really tough. He's never going to sit out, and he's never going to complain. He was always going to find a way to get the job done. And watching him play in college and then having to play against him in the pros a few times, that dude was a rock. Super long arms and always felt like he was like 1 or 2 steps ahead of you as the defense. Always kind of knew and would just kind of laugh. I remember playing him in Lambeau Field when he was in the Jets and hearing him like laugh at me pre-snap when I'm like I'm faking a blitz or whatever, and Nick would just kind of laugh like, "Oh, I know he's not coming. I know 50's not coming," and he'd tell him a lineman and stuff like that. And he was right, he sniffed it out pretty quick, and that's just how he was. But he's super physical. Like there's a reason. I mean, people in New York, he's in the Ring of Honor for the Jets, and I got to go back and I watched him get inducted into the Ring of Honor and just see how those people in New York look at him and talk to him, how the respect that they have for him. That made me feel really good going back there a few years ago.
All right, let's do it. Oh, I'm trying to play it here, Bodie. We ready?
If you come to a fork in the road, ask AJ, he'll help you know. Helmet shining, number 47 bold, he'll point you right where you should go. Just ask AJ.
The man who inspired this segment, Little Italy, who you gave marital advice to, pre-marital advice to, I should say, wants to know what favorite
Halloween.
Be
careful with that premarital
I know,
stuff.
right? I know. Ask AJ what's one of his favorite Halloween memories from when he was a kid or an adult.
Oh, okay. I'd say as a kid, I was always so much fun. Just I was the youngest of 3 boys running around and trying to get like 3 pillowcases full of candy by the end of the night, and that was always great. But I think my rookie year in Green Bay, we had like a team. There's always a team Halloween party, but we had a team Halloween party, and I think my wife was a nurse, and I was like we bought it from like the Halloween store up there in Green Bay. I was like the patient, but you've probably seen the costume, like the back is open and they give you like a fake butt and your fake butt's hanging out. And I was that my rookie year in Green Bay. I remember it was a pretty lively party. Like people had a great time there. And I remember like one of our buddies dropped us off at home and walking up our driveway, and they were telling us him and his wife were dying laughing watching. I was walking up, and they're seeing my fake butt in my costume walk up my driveway into my house. My wife is a nurse trying to help me into the house. They said that was, we still talk about that with them. That was probably 15 years ago.
AJ, just so you know, it was just a party. If it was a lively party, you would not have a fake butt. You would just have a butt. I'm just saying the fact you did that. There, We got another one here.
If you come to a fork in the road, ask AJ, he'll help you know. Helmet shining, number 47 bold, he'll point you right where you should go. Just ask AJ.
Zoo Reviews. I think this is a joke because Zoo Reviews' question is, he said, ask AJ. Let me find it. I just had it here a second ago. Who does he think he is? And what do you think gives him the right? We don't need to answer that one.
I'm not sure that's a question.
Yeah, and the other one here I got was ask AJ, what's Bobby's most annoying quirk or habit?
Oh boy, I don't know. What would you say? You're around him a lot. Do you have an answer for that?
Oh, God. First of all, you've got a lot more.
Stirring the pot this morning.
Listen. I'm going to tell you this right now. You've got more friend security with Bob than I've got job security with Bob. If I say something, it could be my last show here at Morning Juice. There's nothing annoying about Bob. I love every ounce of his being.
I do too. I love everything about Bob, but I don't know. I don't know if there's like an annoyance. I can't think of anything like that, but I mean, Bob brings the juice. Bob brings the energy. I've always appreciated that with him, but I don't know. I know Bob used to get upset at, he roomed with Doug Dadish back in the day, and he would say how heavy Doug would walk. I remember they'd be coming into like our 6 a.m. workouts, and Bobby would get really frustrated. He'd go, Doug, you're the heaviest walker of all time, when Doug would be upstairs and walking, and Bobby just couldn't handle the fact that how loud, I guess, Doug stomped on the floor.
That question was from Jeff for his middle half. And now, I'm going to say no. Oh, fine. I don't care. I ain't scared. Listen, I will tell you this. Bobby, when he is not good at faking any kind of feelings he has. He has got RBF. And you can tell when I walk in the morning, I see him, he's sitting there. I can usually tell within 3 minutes if it's going to be a long first hour or a good first hour, because I can tell what kind of mood he's in already. And there are times, look, I say defend NWA, defend Nationwide Arena. I do little things like that. I know NWA does not mean Nationwide Arena, but that's what they've called it that. We've called it that. And he gets so mad at me just for saying those words. He'll hone in on something. I need therapy. He'll hone on something, though, and he won't let it go ever.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. I mean, yeah, that's all right. Bob wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
He does.
So that's a good thing, I guess. You know where you're at. You know what's going on within a couple seconds of walking into the room. But that's that's a good thing. Guess what? Fun Bob is there too. So
yes.
You never know when Fun.
John in the chat said you can cue Morgan Freeman's narrative voice. It was not a fake butt. That's great. I love that one. It probably wasn't a fake butt. I think you're saying fake butt just to be polite.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be an AJ Hawk story if it was a fake butt.
Right, I'm with you.
I think he's just trying to cover his tracks, which is fine.
That'd be weird, yeah. Weird, like as a rookie walking around, dudes like who? Yeah, that'd be.
That's next level hazing.
I had the confidence then to do that.
Hey.
Yeah, maybe by the end of that party, I could have.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think AJ. One thing I understand about you is that you love Halloween, though, and
I do.
I wonder where you fall. So I had trick or treat last night in Dublin, so I'm sure maybe your family had that as well. Tito's got a full weekend of Halloween celebrations because there's, Bob's got the party on Saturday night. I wasn't invited, but not cool enough for that. Where do you fall on non-Halloween night trick-or-treat festivities?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it is kind of weird after trick-or-treat to have, like, the Halloween celebrations. It's almost like after Christmas, after you open your presents, doing stuff like the night of Christmas or the next day. But I'm all for it. I think, especially the older I get, I think the more I appreciate Halloween. We got to go out last night and take our kids out. They got to go out with all their cousins and everybody. It was, even though it was wet and everything, it was still actually a great experience. But I'm all for as many Halloween celebrations you can have, even after trick or treat. Now, I know trick or treat was last night. I don't know. I hear there's like how in a couple different areas have trick or treat tonight, which to me is crazy to have trick or treat on a football Friday night. I didn't know that was a thing in Ohio.
Yeah, it normally isn't. They normally don't do that in a lot of places. Grandview's got it tonight, too, so my kids might go double dip and go over there and trick-or-treat again. But
you were calling the kids in your neighborhood beggars, and now you're going to go pop into...
On Halloween? Yeah, different nights. AJ, the thing about... And Austin brought up the fact he wasn't invited to Bobby's party. I contend, and I've never asked him this question. I think that my wife and I were accidentally invited 3 years ago because I didn't get the invite. My wife got it from Courtney. And I don't know if she had a list of people she was sending it to and accidentally sent it to her. So we went, and I won the best costume the first year. And so, plus I was the life of the party. So I think now Bob feels obligated Like, we get the invite every year still, but I think we were a mistaken invite the first time around.
I don't know. I think you're supposed to be invited, especially if you go there year one, you win the costume contest.
I got to go now, yeah.
And but you said it earlier, like you know within a couple seconds what the first hour is going to be like. You think if you weren't supposed to be invited, Bob would just not invite you?
No, he wouldn't have let you in the door.
No, because Courtney sent the invite to my wife. That's why. Like, it went through Courtney to my wife, and that's how I got to go. I was the +1. I'm just saying that I think, though, if Bobby, I think Bobby wouldn't do that because he wasn't the one who mistakenly invited us, if that makes sense.
No, AJ's 100% right. He would have, the look on his face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now, yeah.
And you won the contest.
Yes.
Year one. That's all that matters. You bring a lot of value.
That's what I think, too. Little Italy wants you to know that everyone in the chat loves you, and Little Italy wore 47 in high school because of you, and Little Italy wants to know why 47, AJ.
Well, I told Little Italy, I appreciate that. That's the number they gave me. When I got to Ohio State, they gave you a little sheet, and they said write down your top 3 numbers that you would like to wear if possible. They didn't say you were gonna. They're like, we can't promise anything. And I wrote down 3 numbers. None of them were number 47. And then I got number 47 like the next day. And I didn't care. Luckily, I knew. I was like, I'm just happy to have a jersey and hopefully have a scholarship. But when I got 47, I instantly thought, I said, sweet. I love John Lynch. And John Lynch was playing in the NFL at the time wearing number 47. So I was okay with it. Now, yeah, I'm glad I grew into it and felt really good about it.
Number 47 on the jersey. Number 1 in our hearts. AJ, safe travels, buddy. We'll talk next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That was AJ Hawk. It's always a pleasure having. He's a good guest. He has no problem going off, asking the questions people ask. Thank you, chatters, for doing that, too. We appreciate that.
He also always asks how I'm doing.
Which is big.
I always say, morning, AJ, call him up on the phone, say, Bodie here at the Fan. We got so-and-so here, ready to go. How's it going? He'll always say, I'm good. How are you?
See?
AJ, I'm fantastic.
And that's
Thank
a lot different than when I met AJ and he said, don't make eye contact with me. That was a little bit different there.
And all Bodie asked me is like, is this microphone working, Austin?
Right, exactly, yeah. That's all you get from Bodie. Yes. Thank you to all of our guests this week. We had someone, Jeff Perlman was outstanding. Albert Breer yesterday as well. Yeah, Highness.
Yes.
Yeah, Highness always brings it. Bill Bender, all of our guests.
Are we tracking your Highness against Lee Sterling? Is that
No, we're not going to talk about that on the air. Austin, thanks for coming in today. I appreciate it, getting up early.
Yeah.
Bodie, enjoy your long weekend. I hope you get to see your Notre Dame team play this weekend. Hey, donuts out there. The National Donut Day was 2 days ago, but it's okay. Thanks, Fish. We appreciate that. Folks, thanks to all the chat for tuning in. We'll talk to you on Monday morning.